This was last week's performance, and with 14 points apiece, the fans forum now, and Gary Schofield 14 points last week. Schofield catches me up. The fans forum go a point clear, and Reggie is on 65 points. That's how the prediction
not a sprint.
is looking. Yeah, not your finest hour. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You may have already seen.
Did I get any points?
You did. You got 9. You got 9 last week.
Right.
Yeah, you got 9 last week, my friend. Is what you got. So yeah, that's what you got. Just taking a little look. Oh, don't know what's going on there. Right. It's time to look at this week's performances. You've probably already seen it. If you've got your eagle eyes on our Facebook page, you'll have seen that I've already put this little beauty on there for your viewing pleasure. But ladies and gentlemen, there's only one game of the week this week. Here we go. Rivals round is upon us. The Super League Easter weekend. A feast of rugby league football.
I can't wait, mate. I really cannot wait for it.
It's on its
this
way.
This is what Easter's all about. This is
every game like. This is what it should be like every week, my friend. Every week, outstanding stuff. Right, it kicks off on Thursday. Just to remind everybody as well, some games from the NRL. So Melbourne take on the Roosters on Thursday morning at 10 to 11 in the morning. And then, of course, this little beauty comes on in the evening. The Castleford Tigers taking on Wakefield. Proctor, as you can see there, does return. He's back in the squad, as too is a Tone and Liam Hood.
I think Proctor will make a massive difference this Wakefield team.
Huge difference.
Massive difference. I really
Castleford, Evels has been, including, in fact, let's take a look at the squads. The squads have been announced. There they are. Evels is in, as you can see there. Sutcliffe was 50-50. It would appear he's not made it. So no Sutcliffe for this one for them. And also Watts was a doubt, and he also has not made it. And of course, the big news today, no Gareth Widdop. So we would expect Evels at full back. We would expect Broadbent and Miller in the halves for this one.
Yeah. This is, I genuinely, you'd go for Castleford all day long, given the form. But Proctor's a massive.
Well, Tony as well, mate. So Tony's back as well.
Yeah, massive boost. It's tougher than it should be to call this one, but I'm going to go because confidence with Wakefield is really low, and I think Castleford will be stung by that defeat last week, but they'll also take confidence. I'm going to go Castleford 9-17.
Well, that's a slam dunk. All of us have gone exactly the same way. Alex Sharp has already posted in the feed that he's going Castleford by 10. So no real surprises there. But let's just call this as it is. This is a must-win game for Wakefield Trinity.
Yeah,
they have to win this.
Yeah,
they've got this one, and then next week they've got Lee. And if they, for me personally, if they come out of those two games with nothing, it's over.
I agree.
It's over.
I agree. They'll get the customary win against Warrington at home because it's the law. But yeah, I agree. But this shouldn't be. We shouldn't even be thinking about this one. But I still think Castleford are going to win. But I think Wakefield will put up a fight. I really do. And you've got to be fearful. You've got to be fearful for them.
Yeah, you do. It really is now must win, and I think Applegarth has come out and
maybe
said
even
that.
at the beginning. Yeah, maybe even at the beginning of the season, Wakefield fans were counting on Lee, not putting up the performances they put up. But you've got it. If I'm a Wakefield fan, I'm really, really worried.
Yeah, I agree. Lewis Johnson as well, of course, now at Castleford from KR.
Yeah.
That was announced this week. Yeah, good player, a good up and coming player. Be interesting to see if he gets a.
He's not quite fulfilled his potential yet. I hope he does.
He's not been given the chance, has he? Though,
no,
to be fair,
he hasn't. But he needs to start fulfilling his potential now. He really does.
Then we go to Good Friday, the two biggies, both over 20,000. These next two, has been confirmed. Hull FC. 5 losses on the spin, taking on a Hull KR team that are now 2 from 2. Of course, no Hoy. A lot of talk that maybe Lytton will go to fullback, or maybe Jamie Shaw could come back, which would suggest that Darnell McIntosh will return. As for KR, good to go. No new concerns for them going into this game. It's hard to argue that KR wouldn't be favourite. I mean, both the fans forum and Schofield have gone KR 9-17. Where do you see it, mate?
Well, I think Hull should be given the 2 points for Brad Fash's hair. That's what I'm going to. At the end of this show, I'm going to take my hat off and reveal the Brad Fash do. Hull can't play any worse than they did on Saturday. Albeit they were dominated by a massive pack. And, Hull have had a decent pack over the last few years and they were dominated.
Mate, KR, have got a good pack.
Exactly. And I am going to go 9-17 Hull KR.
Are you?
I am. Yeah, I really am. I'm sorry, our Hull friends out there. I predicted you last week and you let me down badly, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, Hull KR, I'm afraid. Sorry, guys.
I'm going against you all. I'm going to say Hull KR by 18 plus. I think, based on the fact that I'm just not feeling Hull, and having watched them at close quarters last week, that pack, I just don't see it getting on top of Hull KR's pack. I think Tex Hoy out. Lytton for me got real reservations over Davy Lytton. If they put him at full back, it could be another calamity like we saw from Luke Hooley. Jamie Shaw for me be a better bet at full back.
If Shaw's fit and ready to play, you put him at full back.
Yeah, I would say so.
No discussion there.
Yeah. No, I mean everybody's going KR, Alex Sharp, KR, Finney McGilvey, KR, Kobe McGilvey's in the house. But yeah, I mean, Kobe. Yeah.
Let's put a shout out to our Hull friends.
Indeed.
If this is a defeat for Hull, what happens to Tony Smith?
Oh, he's going nowhere, mate. I said in the I said in the sheds. I don't know if you saw it, but I said in the sheds.
I've seen it. Yeah.
This is very reminiscent of Warrington last year. There's 20 players off contract. Based on what we saw on Saturday, the vast majority of them are not getting a contract.
No.
Now, unlike Warrington, they're very lucky. I don't see them flirting with relegation because Wakefield are that bad. So this is about, I'm sorry, all FC fans, this is about doing what we had to do last year, which is suck up the season, accept the fact that it's going to be painful, and just hope and pray. And Smithy's Tony Smithy's has got the caliber to do this.
Of course he has.
Your recruitment, and he's probably already started the recruitment for next year. And you're just going to have to suck this one up, I'm afraid. It's as simple as that.
It was just a question. Where do they see Tony Smith?
I think you've got to do what we do with Powell.
I think they'd be very, very premature to get rid of him. I'm just wondering what the views of the Hull fans are. Last year we had Warrington fans calling for Powell. Said by the end of the season I was wavering.
And look what faith gets you, mate. Look what faith gets you.
Exactly.
I told you.
Well,
Told you throughout the season.
You get Jesus
judge your coach when it's his team. The only signing that Tony Smith has made at Hull FC is Clifford.
Well, yeah, but
not another one. So that is not his team. So how can you judge him on this season?
Yeah,
no, I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are, but that's the point. So he's only signed one player. You've got to judge him next year.
Mate, I'm not arguing. But where faith gets you, mate, you mix Jesus with Noah up.
I did. Anyway, Wigan and Saints. I'm Moses. Yeah, Noah's coming in now. You're thinking of that rain at KR, mate, the weekend. You know what I mean?
Swear I saw a boat with loads of animals on it going down the river at the back.
Right, this little beauty. What a game! What a game! But even the neutrals enjoy these two games, Hull and the Hull derby in this one. This is going to be a great match.
Look at that!
Both
Separated at birth.
What's that, mate?
Separated at birth.
Separated at birth. Wigan and Saints both coming into this game on the back of 3 wins apiece. Obviously, Isa out, Field out, Fust out, Marshall expected to be out. Really disappointing for Logan Ashley. A lot of talk that they're going to put Powell in the halves with Harry Smith for this game, which is a real shame. I'd have loved them to have given Ashley. I mean, it's a big game for him to come in. I get that, but I'd love to have seen him involved.
But then again, O'Neill hasn't let anybody down when he's come in.
Well, O'Neill will deputise for Powell at hooker, won't he? So it'll be. So
maybe that's what.
Will Ashley get on the bench? He might get on the bench. Bench. I, for one, would be really delighted to see Logan Ashley get some sort of game time. As for Saints, of course, no Walmsley, no Batchelor. There is a difference of opinion between the fans forum and Gary Schofield. Both go 1-8. The fans forum see it as a Wigan, and Bevan French is playing down. Yeah, it's Field that's out injured, and St Helens 1-8 for Gary Schofield. So both on the fence. Right. Where do we see it? Where do you see it?
It's a tough one, this. It really is. You know, these two could put the reserve teams out and it'd be an absolute humdinger. There's that much feeling between the two teams. I think, and I'm going to go with my gut instinct, I think Saints will win 9-17.
You see it with a bit of change.
Yeah, because they've lost a bit of the X factor with Jay Field.
Yeah, they have, and that is a big.
They may well be over reliant on Bevan French.
Yeah, I agree. They may be. You're absolutely spot on with that. Yeah, it's a tough one. This one, I'm going with you. I think Saints for me. I think Saints. I think it'll be tight though. I'm going to go 1-8. You'll go 3 for Saints, 1 for Wigan. The fans forum going Wigan. Dawn Baker, Saints win for her, and that it's hurting. Freddie McGilvey, Wigan 1-8 there.
It hurts,
yeah. So a couple there. Alex Sharp going 9-17 Saints. So same as you. Quite a few going. Like I say, real tough one to call. That one, real tough one to call.
It is.
Speaking of tough ones to call. Another beauty of a game. Of course, no Gareth O'Brien or Ben Nakabawa. That's a new one on me. Both of those are going to be out. Joe Wardle out as well. Salford, no Partington, no Lafay, no Borough. And Joe Burgess, a major doubt, having gone off with a rib injury. But Andy Ackers is expected to return for Salford. So that's
I thought Ackers was going to be out for a couple of weeks. So maybe they're playing with some injections. I don't know.
Which we know what happened with Lafay. That's a big,
would be a risk. Yeah.
Well, Alex Sharp's gone straight in. He's gone Salford by 18. Ooh, that's a big shout. Both the fans forum and Schofield go Lee 1-8.
I'm going Lee 9-17. Because
a big win.
A big-ish win because, you know, the home crowd, they've got a great atmosphere going at Lee. And I think they'll be stung by that performance against Wigan. That they'll want to bite back. And that's what Lee have tended to do this season. They've had a poor performance. And the next couple of performances, they've pulled it out the bag. You know, they beat some decent teams.
Yeah.
And I think Lee 9-17.
Well, Lee ran them close at the start of the season, of course. We've got to remember that these two played each other early doors. but I think Leeds settled down since then, as you have. Salford are coming into this bruised. There's no doubt. The left edge is decimated.
You've got Lafay and Burgess.
Burgess out. Ackers won't be fully fit.
Ackers not 100%. I doubt 100%.
No. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going 9-17 Lee. It's so all of us are going Lee. Variances in terms of the scoreline, but all of us going Lee. Right. Okay. We now move on to Perpignan as the Warrington Wolves welcome back. As Catalan Dragons should say, welcome back their former players, Dudson, Drinkwater, and Sam Cassiano. Wyatt will be no Russell in this game. Darrell Clark out for this game. Harrison and Bullock still out. Apart from that, Josh Maguire returns. As for Catalan, Takiaho is a doubt. May, of course, is out. And Tompkins is 50-50 at best going into this game. The fans forum see it Warrington 9-17. Gary Schofield sees it Warrington 1-8. Where do you see, Greg?
I think May is a massive miss. More than he's being made of. May is a massive miss for Catalan. Tompkins not so much these days. I just hope that Josh Maguire can play the full 80 minutes or however long he's expected to play.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be a major factor, Josh Maguire. Yeah. I'm actually going Warrington 18 plus.
I was tempted. I
think the ex-Catalan players will understand how Catalan play.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Will know the moves, will know the mentality that, you bully Catalan, they don't want to know.
No. Mitchell Pearce is a doubt as well, isn't he? Mitchell Pearce is a doubt.
Yeah, you bully Catalan, and we've got the pack now that that can bully other teams. They don't want to know.
No.
And I think Warrington are going to win, are going to surprise.
We've never really, I'm not disagreeing with you, but we've never, the only reason I've gone 9-17 over 18 plus is we've never really gone to Catalan and done them. It tends to be a really...
a couple of times, mate. We've done them a couple of times. A while ago.
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting. I'm going 9-17. I get your point.
No, I think we are going to surprise, especially with Maguire back. And hopefully the referee doesn't want to make a name for himself and be the one that gives Maguire another yellow card or another red card. And Maguire
the referees should be announced tomorrow, I would have thought.
Yeah. At least he won't be James Child, so that's a.
It won't be Child. 9-17. I'm going there on Saturday morning as well. Amiss me not to mention this. Penrith Panthers take on the Manly Seagulls. Those two teams right next door to each other. Manly are 4th, Penrith 5th at the moment in the NRL. That'll be a good game on Saturday morning as well. So that's a feast of rugby league. Where are you going to go? Just put your feet up, get the bacon butties out in the morning, a couple of tinnies. Take away, do whatever. Just sit behind, just sit down, watch the telly, just get it on there. Go to the game.
My wife, sir.
Yeah, you could go to the game if your team's at home, but if it's not, just sit back, relax, and right. We then top it all off Sunday morning. Newcastle Knights take on the New Zealand Warriors at 9:15, and then this little cheeky affair. Of course, we must remember Leeds York is the curtain raiser for this one, also live on Sky. The Women's Super League kicks off, and then this one. It's a big game.
It's a big game. Yeah. Can Rhinos play as poorly as he did against OKR?
Well, Myler will return. McDonald is expected to return. For Hanley out. Huddersfield, no Farge, no Greenwood. Price is going to be out. Ashton Golding, there's a hamstring injury there. There's doubts over Levette, Ollie Wilson, but Jermaine McGilvery, Uncle Freddie, is this right? Jermaine McGilvery expected to return for the Huddersfield Giants this week, which will be a welcome return for him. Good win, solid win for Huddersfield against Salford. Yeah. Leeds, obviously, a bit battered and bruised off the back of KR. Really tough one to call, this one. It could go either way. Both the Forum and Gary Schofield see this as a 9-17 win for the Leeds Rhinos. Where do you see it, mate?
I'm going 1-8 for the Rhinos.
You're going home advantage.
I'm sorry, Huddersfield fans. I just think you've got quite a few injuries, and I think Rhinos cannot play that. They can't be as poor as they were. They can't be as poor as they were against Hull KR. I think you're probably coming up against them at the wrong time. I think Leeds are going to bounce back. You're going Huddersfield, aren't you?
I'm going to back him again for another week. I'm going to go Huddersfield tight 1-8, but I'm going to back him again. I think. I just think that. I think forward-wise, they've got more. Oledsky's still coming back from his knock. He's not fully match sharp yet.
No, but he should be a little bit sharp. I mean, you could probably be 100% right, mate. But
yeah, I'm not feeling Leeds. That said, weirder things have happened that Blake Austin decides to turn up for this one again. But
can he play as bad again?
I don't know.
He'll have had a rocket. Cecil have had a rocket. They'll all have. Have they got? What's the fullback situation like?
Milo will be back.
Yeah, well,
Milo will be back.
That's a bonus.
Yeah. I'm going to go Huddersfield. I'm going to go Huddersfield 1-8. One thing's for certain. Will be the winner this weekend. I think this is going to be a sensational weekend of rugby league football. Make sure that you get to your game. Be a part of what is bound to be, hopefully, a record-breaking Easter weekend in terms of fans through the turnstiles. It should be absolutely brilliant viewing for one and all. And of course, we will unpack it all. Same time.
That's going to be a show next week, is it not?